This is Dr. T. Varalakshmi discussing you about the definitions and terminology that we can get under the Unit 1 of Business Economics and Financial Analysis. The Unit 1 is about the introduction to the demand and its analysis. If we say the syllabus of this particular unit, we will completely discuss about the demand, its nature and scope, and its analysis, and what are the factors that determines the demand, and what are the situations where there is an exceptions to this law of this demand, and what is the meaning of the law of the demand, its definition, its types, and how to measure this law of the demand, as well as the elasticity of the demand and its significance, and how to forecast the demand and the methods to forecast the demand are going to be discussing under this unit 1. Already the videos has done based on the each and every concept in this BEFA. So if we see this terminology, so generally we can see what is economics. Economics is a study of nature and uses of the national wealth. Or economy is the concept of maximum utilization of the resources to satisfy the needs, wants, and desires of the people. So first of all, in the entire world or in any particular country or in any state, there is a concept of utilization of the resources. That is, every person in this world requires the products. That is the combination of goods and services. These goods and services are all not limited. They are not unlimited. They are all limited, which means if we keep on using of any of these resources like raw materials, water resources, either it is a natural resource or any other an artificial resources, if we keep on using that resources, there is a probability of getting the scarcity of that particular product. So our desires, needs, wants are all becoming unlimited with the increasing population, but the resources are all becoming reducing with that consumption. So that's why that phenomena is called as the scarcity. So where the limited resources has to match with humans unlimited wants. To map or to equalize that limited resources to this unlimited wants, there is a concept of a maximum utilization of the resources. That is, reducing the wastage and using them properly if it is required for us or only. If it is not required, avoiding the unnecessary usage of that particular products. That not only that goods, even it will be applicable to the services, and everywhere this is very useful in balancing the limited resources to the unlimited wants. That is called as the economy. Next concept is management. So management is a science and art of getting things done through the people in formally organized groups. So which means if any activity is provided, based on that activity, a person has to plan, organize, control, coordinate, so that he has to complete that a particular task. That activity is called as the management. For this management, he needs the capability of integrity, maintaining integrity among the employees, and he must be the accountable and collaborative nature, and he must have the nature of pursuit of the excellence in nature, and he must be passionate about the work and mutual respect in making of the goals or in reaching of the goals. These are all the some of the abilities that are required for the manager, and the management always wants to do the complete or do the work or the complete the task with the available resources. Now, the third terminology is there is a chance of asking define managerial economics. Management and economics. Combination of these two activities is called as the managerial economics. That is, applying of economic theories, principles, rules, activities in management plannings, organizations, interpretations, communications, and controlling activities, or in that functions, that activity is called as the managerial economics. That means the manager has planned a labor or the gang composition for a particular production. In that one, he has provided the convenience groups and comfortable groups based on their regionality and the language they speak. So that is what for the that means the manager is planning here. What for he is planning means to get the maximum output, which means he is applying the economy theory to the gang composition. That is the managerial economics. So that's why managerial economics can be defined as the amalgamation of the economy theory with business practices so as to take a better decisions regarding the future planning and managerial elements. So here if we see the nature of this managerial economics is it's a both art and science, which means so it has to innovate the new methodologies, and also it must have the ability to deal with each and every activity. That's why it's both art and science, and it's deals with both microeconomics as well as the macroeconomy factors, that is internal aspects of the organization and external affecting factors of the organization. Both has to think by the manager in terms of the economical way. And it is a multidisciplinary task, which means it deals with the management, human resources, productional, statistics, mathematical knowledges to implement the best economy theories. So that's why managerial economics needs the multiple disciplinary knowledges, and it's a perspective or a normative discipline, which means it is not an automatic. So it is the solution which is prescribed may not be applicable for all the organizations as well as for all the situation. From the situation to situation, organizations to an organization, it will be differs. And it is a management oriented, which means it always focuses on getting the better results with the maximum profits with a pragmatic decided programs. So that is the nature of this managerial economics and decision. Though this managerial economics or the economy is divided into two elements. One is microeconomy factors and macroeconomy factors. So generally, if we see that we are going to be evaluating the India's economy. India's economy means, so India's economy earning is based on the agriculture and information technology, textiles, banking, so etc etc etc. So like this, many industries are forming or included under the India's economy. So here the entire each and every industry wise, or again each and every particular concept wise, if they discusses, so if they decides what is the position of the agricultural, how much of land is cultivating and how much of land is not cultivating, and what is the position of the IT industry, how many employees are all showing their interest towards the IT industry, what is the productivity of the IT industry, what are the achievements, textiles. So same as for each and every sector wise it decides, then it is called as micro factors. That is a small segment of that one. If it is applicable to the entire India, so what is the entire India's cultural factors, political aspects, administrative aspects, the entire total production of from all the sectors, and as a whole it will, if they explains, then if we considers, then it will be called as macroeconomic factors. If it is for India, instead of that one, if we take a state, so that is also be called as the internal as well as external aspects. So the internal aspects of the state, what are the state's resources, state's abilities, everything. A particular point wise if discusses, then it will be called as internal microeconomic factors. And if the entire state's overall position is explained, then it will be called as the external factors or the macroeconomic factors. The same as for any firm or an industry. If it has to decide, then for the firm, again, it is based on the internal factors, like means what are their employees, what kind of the employees it has, what are their productional activities, and what are their marketing strategies. So like this. So if it is a particular point wise, what are their pricing strategies, like this. So what is the demand for their products, what is the supply of their products, and what is the maximum production capacity of this organization. So that is every point wise if it is considered, then it is called as microeconomic factors. Then finally, to the firm's entire industry wise, who are the stakeholders of this particular firm, and what is their impact on that firm, and who are the competitors of the organization, what is that impact on that industry, and customers perception, and government rules, regulations, that is external wise. These all these factors are all going to be affecting the entire organizational wise. So that affecting factors will be called as the macroeconomic factors. So that's why microeconomy factors means it's a study of individual firm or a consumer, and it is also called as a theory of the firm. That is, what is the demand of the products, what kind of the products are having the demand, and what is the availability of the product, and what kind of the pricing strategies. These elements, if the organization or any state or a country discusses or concentrates, these factors will be called as microeconomic factors. Macroeconomic factors means the aggregate or the overall level of the economy activities in a particular country is called as the macroeconomy. So, like for a country, so overall, in a particular period, that is in the financial year, from March 31st, April 1st to the March 31st, the overall production of the products which is produced within India, that is gross domestic production, and what are the products produced by the Indians, that is gross national production, demand and supply, consumption, investments, budgeting, that is government spendings, net exports. All this information is overall entire organization's representative or the entire country's representativeness. Then it will be called as the macroeconomy factors. Then we'll see what is the business decision. So decision is an essential process of the every selecting best out of the given alternatives, or any organization has many alternatives. So it has many opportunities to invest. So choosing the best among the alternative is called as the decision. And if that decision is related to the business activities, then it will be called as the business decision. So generally the business decisions will be of three kinds: strategic decisions, tactical decision, operational decisions. The strategic decisions generally takes by the owners, board of the directors, and the governments will take such decisions. And tactical decisions like the managers, middle level managements, that will take this kind of the decisions, whereas the operational decisions mostly takes by these employees. That is the business decisions and the types of these business decisions. The next very important one, that is, what is demand? A product or the service is said to be demand when there is a three conditions are satisfied. Those three conditions are all willingness, ability, and specifications. So that is, If a product is there, for that product, the person should have the willingness first. Willingness, which means whether he has to purchase the product or he should not, he should avoid the product. Say yes or no. If it is yes, value will be adds. If it is no, there is no value. Okay. So though he has the willingness, but he must have the ability to purchase that product. That means, so I'm willing to purchase a car, but I don't have that much of money with me, means I have willingness, but I don't have the ability to purchase that one. So here is again another factor adds, that is yes or no. Again, if yes is yes is the answer, then the value will be adds to that product. So let us say car is the product. For that car, willingness as well as the ability. If it is no, this will only add. So if it is no, then there is no value which is assigned to the product. And next thing is specifications. So that specifications might be the time period, might be the price, might be the color, might be the any influencing factor towards the purchasing of that product. Again, that specifications are all S, then the value will be S. So this yes or no decision is taken by the customers. See here. So the customers, let us say the total 100 number of customers are all there. Out of this one, 100 number of customers are all willing to purchase that car, its value will be very more. But out of this 100, only 80 are having the ability, so that the car, again the demand for the car is, the total population is 100, but the ability is only by 80 members. So the car demand will be reduces. Then based on that specifications, that time period, price, color, its availability, whatever it is, only 50 members are only ready to take that particular car with that particular price and the time and color security. Again, the value is reduced. So if this is all added, like 50, they have the ability and they have the, all the people are having the willingness, means the value assigning to the product also again increases. So which means the value which is assigned to the product based on its price, income, that is the ability, and taste and preferences of the customers, then that value assigned to the product is called as the demand. So here the demand for the product can generally knows with the quantity of that product which is purchasing. If the more the quantity is purchasing, then more the demand we can say. Then if the less quantity of the products are all purchasing, we can say that the less demand is prevailing for that product. So that's why the quantity demanded for the product is depends on its price, income, prices of the other related products, taste and preferences and expectation, advertisements given regarding that particular product, time of availability of that particular product, so etc is going to be deciding the value to the product. So that is called as the demand. If we see this law of the demand, so law of the demand states that whatever the determinant factor is there, like the price, income, taste and preferences, availability of the substitutes, complementary goods, etc., that's impact on the value assigning to the product is called as the law of the demand, which means the relationship between the determinants of the demand to the quantity demanded of the product is called as the law of the demand. For example, we have already discussed that price is having the determinant effect on the demand, which means generally if the price increases, there is a chance of ability will be reduces. So ability to purchase that particular product will be reduces. Then demand will be obviously reduces. So if the price decreases, then ability of the people somehow it will be increases. So there is a chance of increasing the demand for the product. So if we see, this price is the determinant factor of the demand, where the demand is a quantity, is a quantity measurements, right? The quantity demanded of the product. So here the relationship between the price and the demand is inverse proportionate, which means if the price increases, demand decreases. If the price decreases, the demand will be increases. That inverse proportionate relationship between the price and the demand is called as the price law of the demand. So in the place of this price, we can have the income. Generally, if the income increases, ability of the more people will be increases. So demand will be increases. If the income of the people reduces, then ability of the people will be reduces. So there is a less demand might be possible for the product. Which means again, income is a determinant factor of the demand, and its effect on the quantity demanded of the product is having a direct proportionate relationship. Again, it is a law of the demander only, which means some determining factors are having the inverse proportionate to the quantity demanded of the product, and some determinant factors have the direct proportionate relationship with the quantity demanded of a product. That relationship between this determinant factor as well as to the quantity demanded is called as the law of demand. So next one, if we see the demand function, so which means so the all the determinant factors of the demand, if we kept in a mathematical expression, that is called as the demand function. So that's why, so the demand of an X product is based on the price of that particular product X and price of that particular product Y. So, but that Y product might be a complementary product to the X or a substitutable product to the X. So, which means, for let us see the coffee product demand. If we want to calculate, then it is depends on the price of that coffee as well as the price of the tea as well as the sugar. So here the sugar is a complementary product, whereas the tea is a substitutable product. And expectations about that particular product. So in future, is this coffee products is going to be increasing, or the prices are going to be increasing or decreasing? Taste and preferences of the people, yielding or the income levels of the people, and other factors like advertisement, all these are all having their impact. So whatever the determinant factors are all there, if we kept them under a mathematical expression, and that determinant factors relationship with the effect of the quantity demanded, that mathematical expression will be called as the demand function. So next element is elasticity of the demand. In the law of the demand, we came to know that the determinant factor is going to be affecting the quantity demanded of a product, that affecting premises or the affecting nature is called as the elasticity of the demand. Which means, let us say there is in the law of the demand, we came to know that price increases and the demand of the product will be reduces. How much it is having its impact? So if the price is increasing by 100%, but the demand decreasing might be only 40%. If the price increases by 100%, but the demand is reducing by 200%. If the price is increased by 100%, but the 100% reduction is only in the demand. So which means, and sometimes if the price is increasing 100%, so there is no change in the demand at all. Same number of quantity they are purchasing. And even if the price of the 100, there is no change in the price, but it might have the 100% change in the demand. So which means In this relationship between the determinant factors to the quantity demanded, that affects that affects levels, affecting levels are called as the elasticity of the demands. Affecting levels will be called as the elasticity of the demand. If there is no effect of the price determinant factors on the quantity demanded, then it will be called as inelasticity. Perfectly inelasticity, which means so price is 100%, price is 100%, but there is no change in the demand, then it will be called as the perfectly inelastic. Then instead of that one, if the price is, there is no change in the price, a slight change or also negligible change, but the demand is increases by 100% change in the 100% change in the quantity demanded of a product, then we can say that perfectly elasticity of the demand. If the same levels, percentage levels are all appearing or occurs, then it will be called as unit elasticity of the demand. So that is, whereas the elasticity of demand is equals to 1. So there I have told you elasticity of the demand is infinity, means perfectly elasticity of the demand. If the price increases but there is no change in the quantity demanded of the product, then it is called as perfectly inelasticity of the demand. So whereas the price increases, so but the demand will also be increases, then it will be called as the infinite elasticity of the demand. So price is increasing, relatively the demand is reducing lesser than the price increasing, then it is called as relatively inelasticity of the demand, where the elasticity of the demand is less than 1. And if the price of that product is increasing but relatively more than to that one, if there is a change in this demand, that is 200%, then that will be called as where elasticity of the demand is greater than 1. So one more, some more definitions are all like types of the goods, like consumer goods, industrial goods, etc. So the consumer goods means that refers to as the products and services which are capable of satisfying the human needs directly. So that is, if we see this, any clothes, fruits, shoes, etc. These are all already finished goods. They are going to be using by the customers directly. But if any product is going to be using as the raw material or the base product for then another product production, they will be called as the capital goods or the producer goods or the industrial goods. Best example is, let us say, the eggs which are purchasing by the households is called as the consumer goods. The same eggs purchasing by the bakery people for the manufacturing of the any bread or any other items, cakes, etc., that X will be called as the industrial goods or the capital goods. So that's why the producer goods means the goods which are used for the further productional activities, then that goods will be called as the producer goods. Next one, the definition of the forecasting. So forecasting means estimating the future. Here, what is going to be forecasting means future estimation of the demand and supply of any product is called as forecasting. So how the taste and preferences of the people are changing based on these taste and preferences, how what is the position of this demand and existence of this product in the future market, they estimates, then that is called as the forecasting. So it will helps to assess the demand and demand for products and services and their planning for the productional activities. So for this one, for the demand forecasting, generally two methods are all there: quantitative methods and qualitative methods. Quantitative methods means the data. So in the past, how many products were produced and how many were sold, and what is the future of that one, they analyzes by using some statistical methods, then it will be called as a quantitative method. Instead of that one, the survey they will do and they'll collect their opinions from these end users, then it will be called as the qualitative methods. Next thing is demand forecasting. So the demand forecasting is the necessary to measure the demand accuracy in terms of the quantity and its value for the several purposes. That is the how affect the price and the availability of the products, competition, technology, and economy prospects, and its impact on the future existing of the demand for a product. That is called as the demand forecasting. And what is meant by the unit elasticity means already we came to know the five types of this elasticity of the demands, that is perfectly elastic, perfectly inelastic, unitary elastic, relatively inelastic. So in this one, the elasticity of the demand is said to be unitary when the change in the demand, quantity demanded, is equals to the change in the determinant factor of that particular demand, like price, income, whatever it is. That is called as the unitary elasticity of the demand. So that is about the basic terminology and definitions in this unit 1. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.